Okay.
Okay. Hi, I'm Denise B. I live here in Bryan, but I've been here about 8 years. Previous to me moving here, I worked neonatal intensive care for almost 30 years, and I'm an occupational therapist. So what we do in the NICU is we facilitate mother-baby bonding. We look at infant development, brain development, just babies in an artificial environment and how that affects them and their growth. And again, how that separation by being in an intensive care unit affects the mother-baby, the baby-father bond. So I have a lot of experience in infant care. Did a lot of work also with just regular newborns, and I taught the prenatal class for infant massage, and I've been a certified infant massage instructor for about that long, and also as a certified lactation consultant. Not doing that anymore, I have retired, but we kind of connected and decided this would be a really great class to offer, and I love it that y'all are here as gonna be new parents, and we've got new parents, and we've got a 1-year-old. So we've got a nice range. I got my baby, his name is Alvin, and what we're gonna do tonight is talk about very specifically, and it's hands-on, how to do infant massage. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let you probably use this dude here for a little while. It's gonna be very different for y'all. We'll cover all of that. Yeah. Okay. So we want to start off by talking about how important human touch is. You know, the idea that your baby spends 9 months inside mom, and what kind of environment is that? It's an environment of firm, deep, constant, warm touch, right? All that amniotic fluid around the baby that's developing has a lot of importance on how that baby develops. So it is absolutely the perfect type of touch. Both the brain and the skin start off from the same embryonic phase, so they are connected. In fact, the brain develops interior and the skin develops exterior. So they are interconnected. The skin is actually the interface between the brain and the environment. So like your nerve endings for deep pressure, light touch, for pain, for movement, all of those nerve endings do not touch the environment. We wouldn't be able to tolerate it. They end at the skin, and then the skin separates those from the environment to protect those endings. So the skin is like a big receptor for all of the input that the environment is trying to have on you. It's a very unique environment. So for infant massage, why would we want to do that? And I think I probably missed a slide, but that's okay. The idea that your baby has now left that in utero environment and is now out in the world. And I love how you're holding him, because she's giving him that same kind of firm touch, and then some very firm movement touch as well to try to keep him calm.
Keep him asleep.
Yeah. Keep him asleep. Absolutely. The type of touch that we do changes. But what infant massage does is is 2 things. There's benefits for the baby, and there's benefits for the parents as well. I know the one we're most concerned about for this group is colic. That's just a gassiness that the babies can have. We don't always know what causes colic. Is it something that that they've gotten inside? Sometimes babies just have meltdowns. They cry. When they cry, they swallow air. Air gets in the stomach. It doesn't feel good if they can't burp it up or toot it out.
So then they cry more, and it's just this vicious cycle. Sometimes it happens at the end of the day, sometimes it can be in the morning, in the middle of the night. There's a lot of different reasons. So we're going to do some very specific massage strokes for the stomach. But one of the reasons why we want to do that is so that baby can sleep better. And when baby sleeps better, guess what? Mom and dad sleep better, right? And when baby sleeps, guess what's happening? That's when his brain is making sense of the world, and so a lot of the connections in the brain are happening. Like I said, we're going to really work on the gas and constipation. Just infant massage in general helps digestion. And when the baby can digest, that means they're going to get those nutrients into their body. And we look at that as a way for the baby to grow. When the baby grows, gains weight, we know that's also feeding the brain, allowing the brain to develop and grow. Social interaction. So when you're touching your baby and you've got him and you're doing infant massage, we're going to talk about how important it is for him to be, of course he's going to be like either right on your lap or right in front of you so he can't escape. We'll work on that. But you can't help but not look at them directly because you're touching them. And so we're going to start some of that social emotional communication that's really important. And you're going to talk to your baby and you'll get probably the very first smile, or you'll get some cooing or them trying to imitate what you're doing. You might also get them a spit or throw up. So we'll work on that. We talked a little bit about brain development, and then just the massage itself is something that works on all of the systems. It improves blood circulation, it improves blood oxygenation, it relaxes the respiratory system so that breathing becomes easier. It facilitates the nutrients in the gut to move through the gut system and then be absorbed. It helps with the sensory input, making those sensory connections to the brain. So all of the physiological functions of the body are affected by infant massage. Okay, so let's just keep going. Okay, mom and dad. So I know you're new parents, first baby, right? First baby, y'all's first baby. And we talked a little bit about how scared it might be. You might be excited, but it's also scary, and also something you've never done before. So one of the things that infant massage does for parents is it kind of gives you a boost of confidence, right? You touch your baby, the more you hold, the more you touch, the more you learn about your baby and get to know them. You get to know their cycles, when they sleep, when they're fussy, when they're happy, when they're smiling. So you're able to read their cues, right, a little better. And just in touching your baby, maybe at first you were afraid to hold him, but now you're 3 weeks down the road, you're maybe less afraid to hold him.
Yeah,
maybe.
And sometimes he throws himself back. I'm like, where are we going for him?
Yeah. We can talk about that too. But if you go back to work, no, yes, no, yes, go back to work, Dad. Yes, dads go back to work. Being able to come back home and spend some quality time with your baby kind of helps you relax. And you're giving a massage, it's almost like, kind of in a way, you're almost receiving that same relaxation. Knowing that he relaxes in your arms and giving you some quality time one-on-one. And just a positive way to interact. I know we now have a 1-year-old. Sometimes we get into trouble, at least with infant massage. That's a positive thing. It's not a no kind of experience, but it's a good one. And if your baby ever has to go into the hospital, again, and you're separated, you're back with them, it gives you something that you can do because you're not doing the medical care. As long as it's not a contraindication or whatever's going on with the baby, massage is something that kind of will help them too. So I think we're going to move on. And let's talk a little bit about oils. In our NICU babies, we never really did use oil, and we left them fully clothed. when we did the massage because of the temperature regulation that premature babies tend to have. You know, he still looks like he doesn't have a lot of body fat.
He was 3 weeks early too.
Okay.
So his due date was
That's
actually
good.
just yesterday.
Okay. Well, like I said, we could definitely keep him clothed, but we'll talk about the benefits of not being clothed and using oil. So oil is not needed for newborns, and when your baby is born, you will want to avoid the stomach area until the cord falls off and heals. So that's like the only thing you really need to know about that, and his has already fallen off. I like to use natural oils, edible oils. It's not that baby lotions don't have natural ingredients, but they also have a lot of other preservatives and stuff like that in there. So my preference is to use almost any kind of edible oil. You can get real fancy and go to like the health food store. This one is 100% unscented almond oil, which is great. This is ideal. And it only takes like a drop. And that drop goes in your hand and you're gonna do this. And in most cases, what you're trying to do is, our hands are rough, especially dads, right? And so you wanna just kinda get a little bit of that roughness off. And, but other than that, you don't wanna grease your baby up to where, you know, they slip out of your hands, right? You wanna make sure you just use enough to kind of make your hand a little bit soft. And that's really the basic reason. I've even recommended just extra virgin olive oil, as long as it's the light version. And you don't mind, because that the darker colors will stain clothes. You can tell this one is very light in color, and again, you're only using a drop or two. So yes.
So we broke down and bought this. It's from Freedom On. It's a gassy belly rub. And I brought that one because I was gonna ask y'all, like, it doesn't say how often you can use it. Like, it doesn't give any direction as far as like only use every, 2 or 4 hours. But I was just curious as to what the thoughts were on that.
You know, again,
It looks
too small.
It has grapeseed oil. I just saw it on there in
Read
sunflower.
the ingredients.
Okay.
Again, the idea of using an oil that is edible is because you're gonna massage their hands, and where do their hands go?
Right.
Into their mouth. So if there's an ingredient on here that you do not want in your baby's mouth,
Okay.
then that's not what I would use.
Okay.
Okay? Like I said, you can use almost anything. And even for the belly rub, yeah, it was too small for me to look at. I'd have to take a picture.
It's got like coconut oil, beeswax, shea butter, apricot kernel oil, sunflower seed oil, grapeseed oil, flaxseed oil, safflower seed oil,
Okay. The
Roman
beeswax.
chamomile flower oil.
Yeah, the beeswax is edible.
Okay.
So if it's all edible, there's no preservatives, and go for it.
It seems to have helped a little bit.
Okay, perfect. But again, very simple, or even like I said, you could use safflower oil or corn oil, whatever you have in your pantry. Just, it's a drop or two. Okay. The thing I do want to recommend is, do not use mineral oil, peanut oils, or baby powder. So with the peanut oil, that's obvious. There might be a sensitivity there. The mineral oil is non-edible and definitely goes right through the baby's system. And baby powder, there's just a lot of stuff we just don't want with a baby powder. So those are the things. Questions on that? Okay, perfect.
In general, we shouldn't be using baby powder like at all. I've just heard a lot of this like two ways. Some people think, oh, it's toxic and.
So I think there's now baby powder that is like made out of cornstarch.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that doesn't have the silica in it that can get into your system.
Yeah.
Is that also?
Yeah,
that's
I just
kinda-
don't think the doctors prefer you using baby powder in general.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be differences. I know that.
If you're looking for, like, for diaper rash or for
Yeah, there's a lot of other products that you can be using instead.
Okay.
So, so that's good. Okay, so let's just get some of the other basics out of the where. The where, the when, the where, and how often. So, perfect. Any time of day. Any time of day, but it's best when your baby is kind of in a quiet alert state. So you know what your states of alertness are. You go from crying, full out crying, to full out sleeping. And in between there, you're gonna have fussiness. You're gonna have a kind of a quiet alert state, a little bit of an agitated state, and then the quiet alert state when their eyes are open and they're looking at you and they're kind of paying attention. And then when they're drowsy, when their eyes are kind of open but nobody's home kind of look. And then the sleeping state. So you have those, but so it's best in the quiet alert, but almost any time except when they're full out crying. You can do it before or after bath. Hi guys. Come
Push your baby right in here.
Yeah.
So good? Are you guys okay?
Is there one more map that you can
I have another map. Let me get you guys a map.
If
Okay.
you guys want.
Do you want to pause or?
No, it's
Okay. Welcome. We'll catch you up. No worries.
Sorry, we're so late.
No.
That's it?
Yeah, we'll kind of
Yes, okay
separate
with that?
We'll
Yes.
separate
Okay,
them
perfect.
just a little bit. There we go. How's that? And you might want to, I'll give you a pillow too, because you want to, because sometimes it's hard for mommies to sit on the floor flat. Hey, baby. Goodness. How does this feel, little girl?
6 months.
Awesome.
I mean, we got great ranges
Put your
here.
blanket down. Yeah.
I am videoing. Are you guys okay if you happen to get on video?
That's fine.
Okay.
Now, actually, you might want to, she's a big girl. We could take off some of her clothes if you want. You can get her down to a diaper. And tell me yours. I'm Denise. Ashley.
Tilly.
Tilly. All right. Dutton, Tilly, and Virginia. And we don't know yet, right?
Roman.
Roman.
Good
boy.
Nice.
Awesome. Excellent. Okay. So we're just talking about when to do infant massage. And again, it's almost any time of day. I think babies like routines. And I will just tell you that you get your baby into a routine, and that is just such a blessing for everybody. Because the babies do anticipate what comes next. They start to learn things very quickly. So the idea that if you wanted to do a bath time routine where you would give the bath, do the massage, get them all dressed, right? Do the final feeding of the night, do a little hugging, whatever, and put them to sleep, then we're good. And then when they get older, it's, the bath, the massage, get ready for bed, brush the teeth, read a story, boom. So kids really do benefit from massage. Remember, you're the boss. Right. That's my recommendation, but you can do it anytime. I used to work with a lot of people who come through our classes, might be night shift, work night shift, and so they would get home, and so their nighttime routine was in the morning. They would give the bath to the baby in the morning, so that's always a good time too. Where do you want to do the infant massage? Safest place is two places, either right on your lap, if you can control them and they don't crawl away, or on a flat surface, because you don't want them rolling off the side of the couch or anything like that. So those are the two places that I would recommend. Just make sure that you're comfortable, and if you're down on the floor, have your little supply bags next to you, because you will need a new diaper because once we do the stomach massage, I guarantee you it works. You want to change that diaper. Burp cloth, wipes, whatever, toy, obviously something to entertain them as they get older. So that's that. And then how long do you do it? So the massage can last anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. It can be even shorter than that. You really are going to be watching your baby and seeing how they respond. And so if it's not a good time for them, they're going to let you know, because you're reading their cues. You're seeing how they're responding to whatever you're doing. If they really, really do like it, you might go longer. I mean, it might turn into a really relaxing playtime for both of you. again, we talked about some of those engagement cues where they're cueing or they're smiling or they're kind of babbling with you because they really like it. We already talked a little bit about not doing the massage while the umbilical cord is on. Okay. So I say, let's get started. Yay. Do you want to take her shirt off too?
Okay, sure.
Yay. You can leave her pants on. That's okay. Or you can take them off too. She's got a little diaper on. Yay.
Do you want me to put some oil in cups for people?
I'm just gonna put some in whoever's
On their hands, okay.
Okay. Except y'all want to leave.
We have
this
some other oil. That one might stain their clothes, right?
Which one do you
Oh,
have?
this,
Okay, okay.
Okay, you got just a little, and I'm only gonna need like a drop. So do you wanna go ahead and try?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if he sometimes is totally fine being in a diaper and sometimes it ticks us off.
Okay.
We just never really.
Okay. And I'll tell you, because it gets cold, and so you can kind of see, you see how his skin looks a little.
Well, he was starting to get hot when I was holding him, that's why I put him back
Okay,
down.
okay. But you see how his skin is a little mottled? It says, and that's sometimes a sign of chill.
Chill.
Yeah. So it's up to you. It's up to you. And the other thing you can do is kind of, let's just leave it open like that. We'll start at the chest. You can leave his arms and legs inside, and that way he won't get too cold. And then I'll give you just a little drop of this. Hi there, Tilly. You're adorable. You got something you want. You just need like a drop or two. Just like, okay. Goodness. And I've got my baby.
And then, do you want some oil?
Here, I'm gonna give you.
Oh, you know what? Mine might be
Open it. Oh, yeah.
Right now.
You just dip in the drop. Yep. Okay. Okay. And y'all can have a drop or two, just so you're gonna, you can do it in the air. You can do it in the air. That would be a good one. And then we can trade off, mom and dad. Perfect. Goodness. Okay, I'm gonna get really close.
Did you guys get some?
No, we're gonna get them some. Just bring dad and
Couple of drops.
Yay! So I love it when dads are involved because mom gets to do almost everything, right? Dads don't get to do hardly anything. So, okay, the first thing we're gonna do is put our hands on our baby. Make sure your hands are warm. Yeah, rub them up like this. Mostly dad's hands are really warm. Mom's are the ones with cold hands, right? Yeah, we're the ones. So make your hands kind of rub them together when you put the oil on them, and then just place them on your baby's chest. And the idea is you just want to kind of let the weight of your hand be on your baby because you don't want light touch. Light touch is irritating to babies. Remember, they've been inside mom where that touch was firm and constant. So that touch is going to be right there. There we go. Yay. Yay, big girl. There's your toy. And so then you want to ask permission. You want to look in their eyes. You say, hey, mom wants to give you a massage. Dad wants to give you a massage. Is that okay? You're like, yeah, whatever, Dad. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. And then the first stroke we're going to do is from the center of the baby out to the side, to the shoulders. And it's called the hello stroke. So you're just going to go out. Yeah, she says, I'm looking around. See, you get to deal with the, I'm so curious. There we go. Now she's looking at you. So you're just going to go out like this, and this is called hello. Okay? Yeah, you're doing great. Okay, and then you're going to keep your hands constantly on the baby. So you don't want to lift them off. You want to just come back out with a little pressure and then slide back in. Slide out, slide back in. Perfect, perfect. And then you're going to switch directions. You're going to go out and then come down to the belly, trace like a big heart, go up the center, out to the belly. So kind of like, I'm going to do it sideways like this, and down to the belly. Go up the center and out. There you go. Dad, you can try to use a little more hand if you can. You can do it? Okay. I know it's big, it's going to be a small move because he's little. Perfect. Does it feel okay? Perfect. Hi, girl. She says, there you go. She says, perfect. Very good. This is great. Okay, and then now your next stroke. So that one's called Heart of Love. So we had hello, then we had Heart of Love. And then the next thing we're going to do is called a butterfly. So you're going to kind of end up down where you are right now. You're going to go to one shoulder and wrap your hand around that shoulder, come back down to the hip.
cross over. Go to the opposite side. There you go. Go to the opposite side. Cross over the shoulder. Yeah. Wrap around. Come over. Go this way. So you're going, yep. And then that way. And then that way. There you go. Perfect.
Looks like how I need bread.
Yeah. so that was just like, call that one, cross my heart. There you go. You're doing perfect. Okay. Now you're going to end up at the hips. And you're going to take one hand underneath the baby. And the second hand is going to be on top. So you're kind of like this and this. There we go. Okay, now we're going to start on the belly because you kind of warmed up the stomach. And you're going to just gently rock back and forth. See if you can put your other hand on her bottom. There you go. And one hand on her belly. There you go. There you go. That's good enough. There you go. And kind of rock them a little bit back and forth. Kind of gently rock them. Because now you're kind of warming up the belly. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. You're doing good. I should give you this one. I'm sorry. We'll go back over it again. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the colic strokes. And so again, we talked a little bit about, we don't really know what triggers colic. It could be something they eat. It could be just the emotions that they're built up during the day. A variety of things. So we're just kind of gently rocking. We're not moving the hand or doing anything like that. And again, your precaution is don't do it until after that umbilical cord falls off. And so then the next one we're going to do is we're going to call paddling downward. And this is like just taking, like scooping your hand from the rib cage down. There you go, Dad. Perfect. Perfect. Yes. Under the rib cage. I know. You've got a lot of. She says, good. Yeah, thank you. Perfect. And you kind of want to just cover the whole surface there. Perfect. All right. And then the next one is just hold somewhere and take whichever hand's on top and go in the direction of a clock. It's called that hands of the clock. So kind of go clockwise on their belly. There you go. Try to use as much surface of the hand as you can.
And would you mind just going over some of those first ones so that they can see them on the, because I moved it over here.
Oh, okay.
So you did the.
Okay, let's finish this little sequence and
Okay.
we'll just review it real quickly. Okay, so we're doing hands of the clock. Very good. Okay. And then there's another one that we can do. It's called I Love You. And again, think, anybody in here in medical field at all? Okay, remember back into anatomy or biology. We have the ascending colon on the left side, the transverse colon, and the descending colon, which leads to the exit. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to help move whatever's along in there. So the first thing you're going to do is, and we call it I love you. So you're basically tracing the letters I, L for love, you. And with your baby, you say those words, because then that's what they want to hear, right? You want to tell them I love you. So you'll do the I a couple of times. And so you just kind of try to keep your hand on there as much as you can. It's on the right side. So that's where the I
Their
is.
right side or?
Their right side. Their that's her right side.
No, that's his
Oh,
left.
sorry. What am I doing?
That's my right, that's his left.
That's your right, it's his left. So yes, we're gonna do it on your right side. Perfect. That's the I. I said that backwards. Okay, sorry about that.
Our right side.
Your right side that's right there. Okay, then we're gonna trace the L a couple of times. The L goes across and then down. So you're kind of reviewing or going back over that same space. Okay, and then you're gonna do the U. So you go up, across, and down. Up, across, and down. And then I like to follow those sequence with a little knee to tummy. And just kind of hold. And this is when you make sure you have your diaper on. And then you can gently rotate one direction. And then the other direction. Make sure it's a slow, kind of purposeful movement because you gotta allow time for that gas to escape. Okay. And then for babies, you can just repeat that. So you can go back to the paddling down. Okay.
the hands of the clock going in a circle. The I love you. And sometimes you can do it with both hands when you get a little bigger baby. And then the knee to tummy push. Or it's kind of just like get them in a position to where it's easy. Yeah. And then a very slow, gentle rock one direction. Are we losing the diaper? No. It happens.
And with him, that's the dangerous.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Oh, she's doing just great.
She's a good girl.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much the colic strokes. Let's review real quickly, and y'all can do it along with me and see how it flows, okay? So we put our hands on the baby's chest, and we say, hey, mommy, daddy wants to give you a massage. Is that okay? You get a burp, you get a smile, you get something, eye blink, and you're gonna do the hello stroke. So these strokes go out to the side like this. Here, y'all use this one. Okay. And then I'll just use my hands. So we're gonna do the hello stroke out like this. And you keep your hands on the baby, but the pressure is going out toward the shoulders. Mom, you wanna try it? There you go. Switch them around. And then we come back to the center. We're gonna switch to heart of love. So you go out toward the shoulders, go down to the belly button, come up this sternum, and just trace a big heart on that. There you go. Perfect. Okay. When you get down to the hips after the third or fourth time, you're gonna do cross my heart, or the butterfly, whichever you wanna call it. So you go from one hip to the opposite shoulder, and we'll kind of wrap your fingers around his shoulder. There you go. Oh, goodness. Okay. Yep, there you go. And then, when you get down to both hands on the hip, put one hand underneath his little bottom, one on top of the belly, and just kind of gently rock. Side to side. It's like, oh boy. There we go. That's good. And now we're going to do paddling downwards. So you're going to just go underneath the rib cage and get your hands perfect. That's good. Yep, you got it, Mom. She says, okay, I want to roll over. I can do that. Okay. And then now we're going to do hands of the clocks. You're going to go in a clockwise direction. And as they get bigger, you can throw your second hand in there. Both of them going in the same direction.
They're getting ready to play.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll do the I love you. So it's I, L, U. So descending colon, transverse, descending colon, ascending, transverse, descending colon. So you can try. So it's, whoops.
Feels different with a thing. An object.
Not my video.
Okay. Everybody good with that? Yay. Yay. Tilly says I'm ready to go.
That felt good.
Yeah. She's like, that was nice.
Okay. This is all right. I'm good.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, and then we were going to follow it with the knee to tummy push. Just kind of come up there and rotate to one side as they're kind of crunched up. Yeah, he's got a stretch. There you go. Oh, there you go. Tilly's ready to go. Just rotate.
This is new in public, no nose.
Perfect. Perfect. Very good. All right. We pretty good with that? Okay. I'm going to borrow Alvin back real quick. And we're going to do legs and arms. Legs and arms are kind of like the same. But let's start with the legs since we're down there already. And if you need a little more oil, just drop another drop on your hands. Do y'all need a little more?
Actually put lotion on before I left the house, my hands are.
Okay, very soft. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Yay. Okay. So, again. Good boy. You need some too? She says, I need some. Okay, so with the leg, it's really easy to do. There's a couple strokes. You want to put your hand in the shape of a C. Okay, and you want to hold one leg. Whatever legs can be, it doesn't matter. And you want to start as close to the hip as possible. And you're going to have that hand slide toward the foot and change hands. So you're going to do what we call like milking. I've never milked a cow, but somebody has, right? Oh, she says, I'm just going to roll around. Yeah, she's a good little girl.
Let me don't hold
6 months and she's crawling.
Yeah, she is.
Awesome. Okay, so okay, perfect. And now, while we're down there, we're going to stop at the foot. And don't do this to your baby, but I want you to see what I'm gonna do. Take your thumb at the bottom of his heel and you're gonna press kind of hard and sweep from the heel toward the pad of the foot. Okay, and alternate hand after hand. He's like,
My mom rubs his feet all the time, so that's his like cue to go to sleep. is
Yeah.
She rubs his feet.
Now I want you to use pretty firm pressure. And I'll tell you why, because again, light touch, especially on the heel or the foot, is gonna cause them to withdraw their foot. And you'll get the idea, oh, he doesn't like that. No, you are eliciting a reflex on the baby. So deep pressure overrides, yeah, no, he didn't mind. Oh, deep pressure overrides that. Okay, you can also take your fingers and do what we call a pressure point thumb walk and just walk your thumbs, again, with deep pressure across the bottom of the foot. And then take each little toe and kind of just give it a little roll. I know, just a little roll of the toe. She says, oh, that's so fun.
Is the massage working?
Yeah. Okay, and then for the dads who are here, this is what you do next. You're holding the ankle, you got your hand, it's an airplane. And this is where we have fun. You take your airplane and you land and you take off. And you land and you take off and you fly around. And make airplane noises. But that's called just a firm brushing of the foot. Okay? And now we're gonna start stroking the top of the foot like this to go back and then hold the ankle again, and this time you're gonna have your hand in the shape of a C, start at the ankle and milk toward the heart. He's like, okay, I really like that.
Yeah, he loves it when you rub the bottom of his feet.
That's right. That's okay. Okay, and then the last thing you're gonna do is just give it a little roll. We call it Tootsie Roll. There you go, a little Tootsie Roll and then a nice little shape like that. Okay? So let's try that one more time. I'm gonna give you. Okay. And if you wanna change legs or change people, we can switch around.
Or-
I have to hear these dads make airplane noises, so you gotta do it. Is that hard to sit? I know it's hard to sit. That's why I always think, get a pillow. Sit on a pillow. Yeah.
I got enough cushion in my room.
Okay. There you go. And yeah, you can spread your legs and put it right
I know,
between
I
your
do
legs.
that, and my legs will fall asleep.
Yeah, I know, I'm the same way. Okay, so let's just, again, we'll walk through it. So hold the ankle, put your other hand in the shape of a C and start at the hip and milk out. Changing hands once you get to the ankle, okay? And then when you end up at the foot, you're gonna take your thumbs and kind of sweep across the bottom of the foot. There you go. Ha ha. Okay, perfect. And again, it's a firm pressure. Going from the heel, sweeping toward the toes, or the ball of the foot. Okay, there you go. Oh yeah, he loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, a little startle there. Okay, you can take your fingers and also do like a pressure point thumb walk. Walk your thumbs over and covering the entire surface of the heel to the ball of the foot. And then take each little toe. This is when you get in those little things like this little piggy went to market, this little piggy, you know, again, you're enjoying it, you're making it fun. And then there's the airplane. Yep, make him land and
Oh,
take off.
no.
Oh yeah, you forgot your airplane.
Oh, you would do it.
Oh,
See, dads have a lot of fun with that.
bad
Battle
endings.
spin.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And now you're gonna hold the ankle and, you're gonna kind of stroke the top of the foot going toward the heart. Hold the ankle, make your hand in the shape of a C, start at the ankle and milk toward the heart, changing hands. Yeah, there you go. He says, I just wanna do that. And, you know, and then do a little Tootsie Roll and then just a little, I'm all done. I will tell you this. So I worked in NICU for almost 30 years, and we would have babies that would come in whose moms had an addiction, and so the babies had to withdraw in our NICU. And sometimes they stayed for a long time, and moms weren't always there. So there was those older babies, I would come in and we would do some developmental activities, but we'd also do massage because they're a little agitated. And I had this one baby that every time I came in to do his massage, when I got to his feet, where I was doing exactly what he loves, this baby would just like exhale like this and would be so relaxed. That was the one stroke that baby liked. And so you'll find things that your baby likes in particular, and maybe that's the stroke that you use, to help calm him down. Okay, arms are the same as the legs. You can keep him. You're going to hold the hand, and you're going to put your hand in your opposite hand in the shape of a C. Start at the shoulder and milk toward the hand, just alternating hands. Okay, and then you'll hold his wrist. You can kind of open because I know he says, oopsies. You can cover his legs back up if you think he's cold. And he says, maybe I'm hungry.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's why we always do. May as well change his diaper. Okay, there you go. Your his hands don't open.
Yeah.
But you'll do the stroke just like you did on the heels inside his hand. Because babies do like to grasp, right? We all think, oh, look how fun, he's holding my hand. No, that's a reflex again. They have a very strong grasp reflex until about 3 months of age. Oh, goodness. He's like, I want to go play. Do we have anything you can play with?
No. Well, she never sits still for more than 30 seconds.
Oh, that's okay.
She goes all.
She says, I'm a busy girl.
Great. She goes all.
She is doing really well.
Okay.
She's
And
doing
then
really well.
you wiggle each finger. Do each, again, you can do this little piggy, or there's other lines that you can do. And then you can do the airplane in the hand. That'll help open those hands too, especially when they're newborns. And because again, they explore the world with these and with this. So opening their hands helps them to explore the world. And then what you're going to do is hold the hand and milk back down toward the heart. Hand over hand, and then do a little tootsie roll, and then all done. All done. You are just adorable. She is. Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna do the final thing because we've done front, all the extremities, back. So the back, this is where Dad's. How many? Are we into Aggie football? Are we into any other kind of professional football?
End of this month, yeah.
Yeah. So this is where Dad gets to kind of like really excel. The baby can be on Dad, and again, you can massage your baby anytime. So y'all are hanging out, Mom's decided to go get her nails done, Dad's getting home, and we're gonna just do a couple strokes on the back. And I know they do rear their head back, so you always want one hand here, and then switch. Hand here, and switch, so that neck just doesn't rear back. And just go down. You can go all the way to the bottom of the hand. And again, use a nice big hand and firm pressure. So the spine is right here. Let's see. You can see he's got a little spine. So you can do some small circles along this spine. Some small circles along it. And then you can do some very large circles. Yeah. Oh, somebody else is interested.
Nice.
Yeah. This is so cute. And then you can kind of hold them tight. Yeah. So pretty simple, pretty easy. Let's see, I was gonna just show you a couple of other baby massage. Again, we talked about the paddling down, we talked about the hands in the clock, we talked about the I love you. There's a couple of other ones, they're not my favorite. I've not ever seen a baby kind of like some of these other ones, but your baby might. The moonwalking is just taking your fingers and kind of walking across like that. The fooling is kind of doing the paddling downwards, but you're doing it sideways. So you start at the center and you go out like that. Okay. So those are other strokes that you might see if you've ever looked online, YouTube, for videos on infant massage. Those are all ones that you can do. I would definitely recommend, for the gas, you wanna wait. Okay, so baby's stomachs, right, when they eat, you really don't wanna press on the stomach right after they eat. So it's best to do this prior to eating, if they're calm and not real hungry. But a good time to do this is in between feeds. So depending upon what their schedule is, if you're breastfeeding, some babies eat every 2 hours. Yeah. And so, you know, after an hour, you're pretty safe. Woo. There we go. Or a good hour before a feeding. So those are good times to do that. And then that's kind of it. We covered everything. We can cover a few other things. And what's the glasses? Here, back to you. Questions? No, pretty easy. No right or wrong. There was a few things I can go over real quick that we kind of covered.
That we missed.
Yeah, let me just back up. Hold on.
Do some people use the massage to help the baby fall asleep? Like that's like.
So there's another one I'll show you real quick. This is what I do. You were doing something really incredible earlier. You didn't even know you were doing it. So again, when babies are inside mom in utero, right, there's constant touch. So when you hold a baby, you don't hold them out here, right? They're distressed if you do that. You know, they're distressed if you do that. You unwrap them, they're distressed because their limbs are out here. They need containment. So the thing to do, and I don't know if anybody ever showed you how to wrap your baby. The swaddle wrap, yeah. You know how to do it? You want to show them?
Oh, she won't do it now. But
No, she's not gonna do it.
He'll do
She
it.
was
Okay.
He's the swaddle king.
Okay,
in our
let's go
household.
ahead. You want to
I'm
put,
all about the Velcro swaddles. He can swaddle with
yeah,
blanket.
but you want to put their hands midline near their face because guess what? While if you looked at sonograms, right, where are their hands? Right here, right? So that's what they love. There you go. Put your blanket, have a little triangle, and you put the baby. Y'all swaddle hands in or out?
Well, initially we swaddled hands in, but now he doesn't like it.
Irritated, right. But if you keep them up near his face
Yeah.
and still swaddle those elbows in, they're happiest. And you tuck it in, yeah. And you pull it up, there you go. Did y'all learn this in the baby class?
They
or-
taught him at the hospital.
Okay,
before we
and
left.
then you wrap them around like that. Perfect. And then they're a little bundle, right? They're
Oh, it's a
easy
baby
to,
burrito.
burrito. They're easy to contain and easy to hold, and they're not flailing about. So when babies get stressed, it's when they feel insecure. And when their hands are in and they're all wrapped up like that, and they feel like they're still inside mom, so that feeling of security is back. So that's something you need to know. When you, did anybody ever show you how to do a swaddle bath?
We made him on one of those bath sponges with a washcloth over it, but we don't like swaddle him all the way.
Okay, so if any babies initially hate being bathed, you could take a very lightweight, thin
Like
blanket.
muslin.
Yeah, really thin blanket, swaddle them, but not as big as that.
Yeah.
It needs to be a little smaller, like almost like a cloth diaper.
Like one of these.
Maybe a little, not a burp cloth, but a little bit bigger, like
Right.
a cloth diaper. Fold that corner down, swaddle the baby, and no diaper, just get the baby naked in there, and then go into the tub or the sponge, whatever you're gonna do. You wash their head first, always go head to bottom, you don't wanna wash the bottom first. Wash the head first, right, you can kinda dry that off, and they'll be very calm because they're all swaddled. When you just dip them in water and their hands are doing this, they are not feeling secure and they go ballistic on you, right? They scream, they don't like it. It's not because they don't like it, they don't like the bath, they don't like being insecure. So when you swaddle them and you dip them in, then you can unwrap one arm, wash it, rinse it, rewrap it like you with your washcloth on top. Unwrap the other side, wash it,
You can wash the back almost like through the cloth if you get just a cloth diaper. And then you rewrap this so he stays warm. And then you kind of unwrap the bottom, do the feet, do whatever, and then do the bottom last. Then what I tell parents is, so then I would put like a blanket, a cloth or towel like right on me. Baby's in the tub, he's all wrapped up. You kind of unwrap him really quickly, you lean over, you wrap him back up. And you come up like that, and then he's always like, so it's a very easy thing to do. It's kind of common sense. Once you know that when babies flail around, they are feeling insecure, they don't like that. So keep them in a burrito. And there's so many different things you can do with that. Seems like that's stuff you're doing already. Because the washcloth on him is giving him a little bit of pressure.
The bath sponge just made it easier because once you put soap on them in the tub, they're like slippery and sliding.
Yeah.
So my mom was like, "Oh, we used to use those bath sponges all the time."
Yeah, but you can
$7 on Amazon.
Yeah, you can still swaddle him to do that if he has, because it's also summer and you're not.
And I heat the bathroom before we go to the bathing.
Yeah, yeah.
We're a little extra in our house.
And that's okay. He was early, and those are all precautions or things that you should be doing.
Well, she does that anyway.
Yeah, he would have gotten that if he was early.
Perfect.
So nobody, I mean, I heat the bathroom when I would take a shower. Nobody wants to get out of the shower into a cold room. So.
I agree 100%. We're used to Texas, but when we moved here from Kentucky, and you have winters there, so we would actually try to heat those rooms up. I would tell them, close the door, heat that bathroom. You might be sweating, take your clothes off.
Yeah.
Don't let your baby get cold. It doesn't get unhappy. Okay, other questions? Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. But at least you've got the colic stroke down, right?
Yeah.
And they're easy to do. And for her, you probably don't need oil. And again, I use those colic strokes on me. I don't know, I think when you get to a certain age, you're like, oh, I really need to eat that. And so those work really well, just do them opposite.
Yeah.
What you're doing. So, okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.